The Push or Pass podcast is not meant for younger listeners. This is a mature podcast. We use salty language. You have been warned.
Hello, everyone, and thank you again for joining us at the Push or Pass podcast. My name is Dave.
My name is Jesse.
And third seat today, well...
It's lampy over there.
We got our wonderful lamp occupying the third seat. No third seat today. Flying as a duo. This podcast will be out a little late this month because we went to Origins, so we didn't record the other week. But we saw some cool stuff at Origins, so we're going to talk about it.
Yeah. We went to Origins, and then Dave got sick promptly afterwards, which delayed things a week.
Oh, God. My voice is still a little raspy, so hopefully it won't be that bad. That being said, probably for the better we didn't record last week, because Lord knows that editing process would have been the worst. Con crud is real.
And terrible.
No, not good at all. So at Origins, we drove down on Thursday night after we all got off of work. You, me, our buddy Matt. We met our buddy Joe down there. We got our badges, and we walked around. And then Friday morning, we hit the con running with some events. What did you end up doing? I know you were over in the Heroclix land.
I went and played one battle royal for the entire convention. I ended up winning it, which is, that's cool. I got the worst prize, which is not cool, but what are you going to do? Sometimes Casey Orion happens. Not much you can do about it.
If you had told me it was Kingdom Come Orion, I'd have been like, that sounds like a cool guy. Is he not a cool guy?
He's not a cool guy. Oh. Everybody wants the Bombshell Hawk Girl. That's the one I wanted because it would close out my Bombshell collection.
Well, can you get him somewhere else?
eBay.
Oh, well, that sucks.
Indeed.
So I did not play in any Heroclix Battle Royals. I know Joe, our buddy Joe, was over there doing it up. Over in the case, we saw a couple of new things that were coming out. What were the new previews that you saw over there?
I mean, it was just all Batman. All the Batman the Animated Series stuff, which is cool.
New guy stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I cannot wait for that set. That's probably going to break me.
I mean, you've been saying that for a while, but don't a lot of sets break you regardless?
No, this set has like that. That's like the set right there, Batman the Animated Series, because I, like many other people, grew up watching that show. That's almost the definitive Batman.
I mean, a lot of people would say that is the best portrayal of Batman by any one person.
And any non-comic books thing, probably, yeah.
It's without a doubt. I mean, yeah. I mean, when I think of Batman, I think of Kevin Conroy voicing Batman. Yeah. When I think of the Joker, I think of Mark Hamill voicing the Joker. Mm-hmm. I mean, look, I loved Heath Ledger, rest in peace, but he's not the Joker anymore, and the other Jokers have never been as good.
Well, I mean, we got tossed into the deep end with Leto.
Yeah, I mean,
with Gangsta Joker.
I get what they were going for, but I didn't care about it. Nicholson was fine, but that movie came out when I was like 3, so I have no real hold for that movie. And there have been a couple other voices in some cartoons, but they haven't really mattered. But yeah, Mark Hamill's the de facto Joker. And he always will be. Like till the day he dies, he'll be the Joker's voice. I will always hear him and think of him when I see the Joker, and I'll go, "Why isn't it voiced by that guy if he's ever not it?"
It's true. I mean, there was I did enjoy the one animated movie that John DiMaggio did the Joker's voice in.
Yeah, he's a good voice actor. He can definitely hang. But yeah, I mean, those were the cartoons we grew up watching. When they did the Batman animated series, it became the Batman Superman Adventures, and then eventually Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. I mean, I remember watching the piss out of those shows, and they were good. Yeah, they were actually really good. They were fantastic. And you know what? Their animated stuff is better than their movies. Boom.
No, you're not the first person to say that.
I know
you're not going to be the last.
No, it's pretty apparent because their animated stuff is way better than any of their stuff they've done so far.
I mean, Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman is very good. It's very good. I mean, but again, it's not hard to be the top of a piling of shit.
I don't think it's shit necessarily. I mean,
You saw Batman vs. Superman.
I did, and I enjoyed the Batman parts.
Yeah, that was really about it for me. Thanks, Ben Affleck, for rewriting half that scene.
Yeah, pretty much.
But anyways, I mean that show was great, and I liked all of it. So I mean, I'll definitely look at some figures. I don't know if I'm gonna buy it too much. I mean,
you won't have to because I'll be buying all of it.
Yeah, I don't know. Why would I do that when you're here? I don't have to do anything. The only thing I might do is see what, if any of the Robins work for Titans at all, or if there's any Titan stuff in there.
There probably won't be.
God, I wish there was Titan
because
stuff
these are
in
all
that set.
these are all Batman the Animated Series Robins.
I know.
Except for like the Super Friends chases, and that's not Titans related.
Which is crazy that they're putting Super Friends stuff in instead of just all like DC animated stuff.
I mean, it technically is DC. It's not DCAU, but yeah, I mean, they've got the whole like giant collection to work with, but they are going through, and they said they put Super Friends in there, and by God, they're doing it. Of course, they're pretty much all chases, so, but they do cool things, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I would kill for some original Teen Titans animated cartoon figures.
I mean, I'd be happy if they had Young Justice in the set.
God, imagine a real Teen Titans Young Justice set.
That'd be fantastic.
God, that's everything I want in life, but I can't have it because life is not fair.
No.
God, I miss that cartoon.
Young Justice Season 3 will be coming out soon enough.
It only took how many years?
They had to be convinced to make it. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, well, there's no accounting for...
Well, their metrics on like the animated series is like how well the toys sell. Mm-hmm. And that's the big thing. They never made toys for Young Justice until like it was almost too late.
Yeah, I mean, who knows what kind of marketing issue that was or what happened with it, but I don't know. It seemed like it was a really good show that just got canceled due to other mucked about issues.
Of course, it was canceled, and they brought back they put in Teen Titans Go, which I know you have definite hate for.
It's not even like look like people. I know people that love the show. It's very funny. Mm-hmm. My buddy's kids love the crap out of that show.
That right there, it's a kids show.
No, it is a kids show.
It is an entryway for kids to fall in love with these characters because Batman's kind of scary, but if you give them a goofy Robin, then they're gonna they'll get into Robin and then eventually Batman.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I mean that's Teen Titans Go is the show that literally made fun of itself by showing the old versions of that show to the main characters and breaking the fourth wall and going, but that show is so good. Why is it this show?
Yeah. I mean, that being said, I do kind of want to see the movie that's coming out this summer.
I have a movie pass. I'll go see it.
Pass.
I'm going to go see it. We are in no way funded or affiliated with Movie Pass, but we bought it because it's cheap. Yep. But I'm going to go see the movie. I will. It's probably going to be better than half of all the other DC anime. It'll be better than Man of Steel by a lot.
I mean, it's going to be Will Arnett doing the voice of Deathstroke, saying that he's not Deadpool. I'm okay with that.
Hey, look, it's Deadpool. No, I'm definitely not Deadpool.
I was here first.
Yeah, that's a great line.
That was fantastic, and I applaud them for showing that preview before seeing Deadpool 2.
That's. I think they did that on purpose.
I'm sure they did.
Oh boy, but yeah, that set. I mean, that set's coming out. What?
Also, the lines about why there's no Green Lantern movie. When Jon Stewart says, but we don't talk about that.
Oh, well, yeah, Jon Stewart.
But hey, Jeff Johns is working on that Hal Jordan, Jon Stewart movie.
I mean, that could be good.
It could be.
It could be good. Did they say who they're getting to play Jon Stewart?
No, I mean, it's in the writing process.
Oh. I think I don't remember what the actor's name was. They should get the president from 24.
No, they're going to want somebody younger.
Oh, I still like that guy.
Yeah, but he's not an action role guy. Yeah. He's a walk slowly and talk in a deep voice kind of guy.
Yeah.
He has a great voice for it. Yeah. But, I mean, so did Phil Lamar.
Sure.
Phil Lamar, although, is just not built for the job.
No.
And he's also, like, 50-something by now.
Yeah, well, that's how that works.
I would almost place money if it doesn't go to Michael B. Jordan
Michael B. Jordan.
The guy who played Killmonger.
Right? Yeah, he's really good.
If it doesn't go to him, they will find somebody brand new to play it.
No, probably. I mean, they're either going to cast the best guy ever as Hal Jordan or a brand new guy as well. The way you do roles like that now is you either find the best dude or you find a new guy that nobody can say is a piece of shit still.
That being said, I want future Hal Jordan to be played by Nathan Fillion.
Yeah. People have been saying he should have played Hal Jordan for years. I mean, Nathan Fillion is one of those guys who's like the people's champion of geekdom, and he gets no respect.
He gets some respect. I mean, he's still working.
No, he's still working. I would have placed money on the fact that he was supposed to be a starship captain in the new Star Trek because he was cutting weight at the end of Castle and then didn't get the role.
He had that cop show or whatever.
Yeah, I'd still rather see him as a starship captain.
Well, I realize that, and maybe you could. I think it was. I don't know if that cop show was an ABC.
I don't know.
He may have like an ABC exclusive contract.
Oh, it's possible.
Or whoever made Castle. I think it was ABC because it was on ABC Networks. But the comics were put out by Marvel, so yeah, it probably is an ABC exclusive, which means Disney. So you can only do Disney related things.
Oh, darn!
And Star Trek is Paramount.
Darn, he can only do Star Wars. Please, fucking give him a ship.
Yeah, really.
Give him a goddamn starship. I don't give a shit. Make him the new, I don't care. You could make him Dash Rendar. You could make him the new Kyle Katarn. You could make him fucking Dengar. I don't give a shit what you do. Fucking put him in goddamn something and make him a starship captain for the love of God. Like, I get all worked up when I talk about my starship captains.
You do.
I mean,
it's
look,
an easy button to push.
Oh, God. I mean, it's an easy button for, 99% of fucking nerds at this point. Where Nathan Fillion is a starship captain. Oh, my God. Oh, well. Man, this is going to be edited.
Chop, chop, chop.
Or maybe not. I don't know. It depends on how much I care. This episode could be brought to you by the 45-minute mark. So... Batman set, new Turtles set just released, a couple days ago?
New Turtles set just released. Haven't gotten any of it yet because I didn't get a chance to get any of it yet. My events run Tuesday and the set came out Wednesday. Didn't arrive in store till Wednesday.
I saw a lot of pictures. I haven't really looked at a lot of the sculpts yet other than the previews that we did. But they look really cool. I kind of want to get them, although I hate the drop-down booster box model because it's really shitty.
I mean, you just go through and you end up buying a case anyway.
Yeah, again,
I don't know
why I have to buy my own stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Well, because I'm not going to get doubles. I'm not going to get doubles at the cool figures.
You're probably not.
It is I think at some estimate. I think HC Realms has it estimated as like a 38-piece set. And considering there's only 24 boosters per box, you're going to need both cases to get the commons through the rares. And then you'll get probably 3 out of the 5 super rares and 1 chase.
How many chases are there?
There are 4. There's 1 for each turtle.
Shit. Okay, so basically not at all unless you buy them off eBay.
You eBay it. That's exactly what it is.
Fantastic marketing scheme.
I mean, that's... when it comes to turtle sets, I have the complete first set. I have the second set except for the chases. I have the third set except for the chases and 1 super rare.
You don't want the shredders?
I don't want the shredders.
But shredders
Shredders. All right, I'm gonna get meta right now.
Hey man,
and you know what? I'm gonna get shit thrown at me. Shredders are easy mode because you don't roll dice to play them. They are ID card generation machines. All they do is they call in other characters. They never make attacks. They just pop by and go, poke, poke, and then they throw people out. It's the easy way to play, and that's not how Heroclix is played. They killed off Lamp, when that was a big thing going on.
What's a lamp for people who don't know?
Lamp was, God. Not Lamp. I'm thinking of Versus at that point. It was the Mastermind armor-piercing... I forget what the hell the acronym was, but it was the Mastermind Poison armor piercing teams.
Okay.
that would just go around, and they would never attack. They just they'd play lockjaws and jokers, go over, do the penetrating poison with the armor piercing, and then do like the shake. They had like the shake it off feat on lockjaws, so that when he broke away, he did damage to you also. So it was just free damage. So all you had to do, the only dice you ever had to roll was try to break away, and that's again, I see that as against the spirit of the game.
I mean, you're not shooting each other. You're just like hanging out and being like, I drool slobbers on you and you die.
Exactly. And if you hit the Joker, he just passes it out on the lockjaw. Yeah, it was lockjaw, armor piercing, and mastermind. That's what Lamp stood for. So yeah, I was right about that. So yeah, it was just if you hit Joker, he masterminded lockjaw. Lockjaw lived forever. He, for like 35 points, he had like 9 clicks.
That's very lot.
That's a lot. So yeah, they live forever. They easy to heal.
Yeah. So what you're saying is that they got rid of that bullshit, and then
that was of course like
that was years
pre-carded
and years ago.
stuff.
Yeah, I remember that for second quittings.
Yeah, that was probably around a little bit after first quittings for you actually.
Probably.
It was when like feet cards first came out.
All that bullshit.
But so things.
So you're saying the shredders are easy mode, and the people who play them are pansies?
I'm not saying they're pansies. I'm saying that they're just taking the easy road to try to win.
How are you shooting? You're shooting hard on this over here, Jess. To coin a wrestling term.
I don't enjoy them. I don't enjoy judging the games, watching the games being played.
Sure.
I know people that play them. I've seen people play them. People that play them at the WizKids Opens that I've ran. It's just not. They
don't really seem to interact.
They don't. It's just can I move my team up and poke your team before you can move your team and poke me?
Yeah, it seems dumb. A little bit. Seems dumb. So.
But I mean, they feel justified in it because they went and spent all this money on the chases.
I spent the most money, so I should win. That's a magic mentality.
It is magic mentality. It's pay to win.
Oh, hey, I'm glad that their wallet gave them the skills to compete. Some people don't have that ability.
It's true.
Some people have that ability and still lose.
It's also true.
Oh, so enough of the shoot talk, Jim.
Mm-hmm.
I'll call you Jim Cornette over there.
This was my pipe bomb moment.
Oh, brother. Oh, don't do stupid, goofy shit.
CM Punk. CM Punk. Okay.
Oh,
no.
brother.
I'm going to Chicago tomorrow, not today.
Yeah, all right, you're not in Chicago. You're in Cleveland. Nothing going on over here.
No.
You're cheering for the wrong person if you're in this town.
Cheer for the wrong team.
Well, whatever. So let's see what else we got in the Heroclix news. We got over at Origins. There were a couple of con exclusives. What did you pick up?
All I picked up was the Jim Gordon Batman, Bunny Batman figure.
That's cool. I like that guy. Cool. Did you pick up the Blackbird?
No, I did not pick up the Blackbird.
Why not?
Well, while I was at Origins, usually my first stop at Origins every year is I go in and I dump off all the Heroclix that I have no desire for anymore. Okay. And with those Heroclix went all my ID cards. Oh. I took every ID card I had, and they took them all.
Pay a good amount of money for them, I heard.
A decent amount, yeah.
Thank you, Troll and Toad.
Pretty much.
Troll and Toad is not affiliated with us in any way. Support our podcast.
Send us money.
Hey, if you want to send us money, we'll talk the shit out of you.
But yeah, I haven't played any of the ID cards. Of course, I only have to play in buy rounds anyway. Right. So they hold no purpose for the way I'm playing. So I saw no desire to hold on to them. So I got rid of them all.
Hey, makes sense, dude. Get some money.
So now there's, goodbye Cyclops ID card. That thing goes for $40-$50 on eBay.
Get that Skrilla.
Pretty much.
I don't blame you. I was going to get the Blackbird and then I forgot.
Yeah.
Because, this pile of X-Men that's in front of me on this table.
There is a ton of X-Men Heroclix on this table.
There are a ton of X-Men. I mean, compounds with the pile of X-Men comic books that I own.
Yep. One would say you might be obsessed, Dave.
Look. I'm not saying that I spend a lot of money on things when I enjoy a thing as I shove the new other card game that's on this table away from me that I spent a bunch of money on at Origins.
Or that you bought every card for.
Look. Or the fact that, over on the table over there is a bag of comic books that you haven't even looked at yet. That I went to local comic book con that our a friend of the show, Eric, was at, and I went and saw him at.
Yeah.
But I also went out
more comics.
Bought more comics. I bought a lot of comics. Look.
Yeah.
Look, if there's one thing people can say about me, when I go do a thing, I go do the thing.
You do the damn
I
thing.
pour a lot of attention into it really fast.
Yes.
Going to comic book conventions are cool. Dealing with people is somewhat okay.
Yeah.
I used a lot of bargaining tactics that I've used over the years.
Picked up from Mr. Wilson.
Oh, there's some Wilson eye going on.
Yeah.
I Wilson lowballed it pretty well.
That's how you learned.
Oh no, that is how I learned.
You dealt with the Wilson eye for many years, and then you learned that technique. That was a skill that you have learned.
Yeah.
If you had a D&D character sheet, that would be under skills, Wilson eye, +5 to bargaining.
Yeah, no, it's a pretty good skill to have for commerce. Mm-hmm. For people that don't understand, I'll just roll with it because he's not listening.
Nope.
There's a local store out here called the Warzone Matrix that anybody in Cleveland is aware of. It's been around for, I want to say, probably 20 years.
Probably.
It's been about 20 years because it was out around well before, about 5 or 6 years before I started playing any games, and that would have put me about 13. That's about right. So I think it was the Soldiery beforehand. But Chris Wilson was the guy who owned the place.
The guy that still owns the place.
Still owns the place. He still owns the place, still in the same place it's always been, over by the airport. It is, as most people have said, the curiosity shop of Cleveland, because if you want a thing, if you're like, I played a game back in 94, and it was a guy that did stuff, and there was a magic thing, and he'd be like, yeah, okay, and then he'd wander away, pull out a box, blow all the dust off of it, and then he'd be like, I got this over here.
Yep.
Because
chances are he has it, and he has probably 3 copies of it.
Yeah, somehow. Because his motto, which I don't disagree with, is if everything's on eBay, then nothing's in a store. Mm-hmm. So if you can only find it on eBay, you'll never find it in a store. And goddamn, does he have stuff in that store?
Yes, he does.
I haven't been there in a couple days, but I mean, he expanded it out probably at least 10 years ago when he kicked the walls in. But
yep,
he has a lot of stuff. But if you ever have been to Warzone, you've understood bargaining with Chris Wilson 101.
Especially if you were trading or selling in another game to put towards a different game.
Yeah, no, that was also fun. You got to experience the full Chris Wilson haggles.
Yep.
It's really a test in not being intimidated, because he's not a small dude.
No,
he's pretty tall, and he'll stare down on you.
He will, and he'll give you the eye. He'll cock his head, and he'll sit there and he'll stroke his chin, and he'll just kind of nod.
And he'll just kind of
not say anything, and he'll ponder and be like, "So what do you want for it?"
Yep. So, and what do you want? What do you need? What do you need? And then you begin the bargaining process, and it's just ridiculous. For people who like reading comic books, if you've ever read anything in the Green Lantern universe but the Cordians, that's not far off. All that being said, I mean, I hung out with him outside of the store. Fucking great guy.
Yeah.
He'll talk your ear off.
Yeah.
Dude knows shit. Dude knows shit about a lot of things.
Yeah.
Especially in Cleveland. But yeah, that bargaining skill came in handy at the comic book convention.
That's cool.
Today's podcast is brought to you by the Scatterbrain, where everything's made up and the schedule doesn't matter.
No, we have show notes, and who cares?
Yeah, no, this is episode something, edited by me, going up whenever.
Yep.
So, yeah, this is freeform today. So let's take a look at those notes and see what else we need to go in through. So, new Turtles releases. From all the things that you've seen, like the pieces that you've looked at, is there anything that's really going to affect anybody's play style? Is there anything that's like the new Shredder of bullshit?
Nothing like that comes out like that. I mean, a lot of people are talking about the new Krang.
New Krang. This is opposed to the one who grows giant big?
Yes. As a side note, I got to finally play 500-point Turtles villains team yesterday. It was classic cartoon villains. So Shredder, Krang, Baxter Stockman Fly, Rat King, and the Bebop Rocksteady convention exclusive from last year.
Sounds sweet.
Oh, it was fun. It was so much fun. And it's just, I'd go to do Krang stuff and like, Shredder, why?
Jesus Christ. Oh, that voice. God damn it.
Gotcha.
Fucking, I just think of the cartoon, and he's got the dumb fucking voice.
Yep. With little tendrils.
I mean, I guess that voice was better than the art. Did you ever see the other movie that came out a couple years ago?
Yeah, where it was, wasn't it,
Turtles 2.
what was his face? Wasn't it the guy who does all the motion cap? He did the voice for him or something?
This episode brought to you by Gaps in the Conversation. Krang's voice was Brad Garrett.
Oh, okay. King of Queens.
Yeah, that guy's been on a bunch of stuff. There's a lot of people actually in that movie that were somebody. Mm-hmm. WWE Sheamus was in that movie.
Yeah, he's
Bebop.
Rocksteady.
Bebop was played by Gary Williams, somebody that I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of voice actors in the movie that I do recognize. Yeah. I mean, friggin' Johnny Knoxville apparently.
Leonardo.
Him on top of Leo for some reason. I could be talking out my ass right now and somebody's shouting at their screen.
Somebody's just throwing their headphones across the room.
I mean, probably. I don't know. It was TMNT 2. It's better than TMNT 1.
And that's not saying much.
It's really not hard. That's like saying you're the best Transformers movie.
You mean the first one? The only one that exists?
Yeah, pretty much. I haven't seen 5 yet, and I probably never will. I mean, TMNT 2, I watched on purpose.
Yeah.
And it was a way better film than TMNT 1 by a lot. And you know why? Because it just stopped giving a shit about the fact that, like, that at any point in the movie, like, they should care that there are 7 foot tall turtles.
Yeah.
They're like, also, they just did not try. There was absolutely no give a shit for April O'Neil's job, where in the first movie, it's like, she's trying to be a reporter. No, that's not what this movie's about.
No. What they need to learn with those movies is that nobody gives a shit about the human characters.
No, I've been saying that for years about Transformers movies. The worst parts about the Transformers movies are all the human parts, because nobody gives a shit about humans. You know, the only humans that were in the entire like original thing was Sparkplug and his son, Spike, and then eventually they had Spike's son Daniel. Yeah, that was it. Those are the only humans that mattered in the entire goddamn show. Mm-hmm. And you know how many humans are in that movie? Way too many.
Way too many.
Way too goddamn many. So, you know, the new Turtles, I will say this, the new Turtles was fun to watch, whereas in the other movie it was like,
Like, how is there, like, a mountain range right outside New York City? Like, that's easily accessible.
Yeah, that was really hilarious. I was like, man, that's not...
They're just going to go through the sewers, like, downhill course the entire way into New York City?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I don't even remember what part of the world they were in.
It's supposed to be New York, but
I mean,
I don't think they ever really said it.
Yeah, but that's way too far upstate New York to be that far.
I don't think I've seen that movie since it was in theaters, so...
I watched it on Netflix. It's worth watching if you can get it on Netflix. I recommend it. Yeah, it's good. Like, I watched Turtles 1 again on Netflix. Like, I saw it in the theater, and then I saw it on Netflix. Mm-hmm. And I actually did a count where I fast-forwarded the movie through all the parts that didn't directly have a turtle on the screen.
Yeah.
And I fast-forwarded through 60% of the film.
I can imagine.
And it sucked. In other Guild Ball news...
Or just in Guild Ball news in general.
Guild Ball news in general, we have the Navigators officially for pre-order.
Yep.
Looks like they're going to be coming in sometime in September. Mm-hmm. If that is any indication of the past, we should see them September plus 3 months.
I mean, as long as shipping doesn't get bunged up again, everything will be okay, but...
Well, the Falconers are supposed to be in my basement right now, but they're not.
Yeah, shipping.
I mean, look, I'm not saying you got to deal with, like... all sorts of wonderful slow boat from China issues, but I'm saying I should have my Falconers right now, and I don't. But they look cool. Yeah, you get some cool pre-order stuff. There's a seagull.
It's seagull or albatross. They haven't really said yet.
Yeah, it's some sort of boy.
It's a big bird.
Yeah, no, it's huge.
It's probably not a seagull because the seagulls that I've seen really aren't that big.
No,
because they're all over Ohio, like around the.
Oh no, we get seagulls in here.
Yeah,
we get seagulls up in here for the lake.
Yep.
It's not a seagull. It might be an albatross or like a wingle or whatever. Wait, yes, a wingle's a Pokemon.
It is a Pokemon.
Wow,
yes.
I've been playing the Pokemons too much. But no, it's a big old boy. I mean, some of the figures look sweet.
Yeah.
We'll probably do a full coverage podcast again for them when they
I'm sure we
get
will.
released. Speaking of spoilers, spoiler that went out the other day looks pretty cool. We do have veteran Fangtooth for the Solthesians.
For the church.
For the church. So, veteran Fangtooth is, I believe, let's see, he's on a 40 millimeter base, so he doesn't change base size.
Nope. He a big boy.
No, he's a big boy. He does what he wants.
He's still got 2-inch melee.
Still got 2-inch melee. He's a 5'7", so I don't believe his movement has changed, although it might have been a 4'6".
I'm looking it up right now.
So you can compare these notes after I do the full read through. 5'7" speed, 5 tack,
Okay.
2-6 kick, 2 defense, 2 armor, 2-3 influence. Not bad all around with 22 hit points.
So looking at him right now, he's an inch faster on both stats.
Mm-hmm.
Attack stays the same.
Mm-hmm.
Gets 1 extra die for kicking.
Oh, wow, okay.
Defense is the same. Armor increases by 1. And he carries 1 more influence.
Okay, so he's just, feel like just all around better, maybe.
Mm-hmm. He's a little bit, he's buffed up a little bit, stat wise.
Yeah, he's also wearing armor and stuff, so I could see that. Let's see, his character play is ground pound for 3 or double guild ball with a pulse of 2 inches. All their models within the pulse suffer a 2-inch push directly away from this model, 2 damage, and a knockdown condition. Not the worst effect.
No, not at all.
For 3 cost, maybe a little too expensive.
But they want you to try to swing for it.
Yeah, I mean, if you live in the Happy Fun Times world where you're catching like 4 people in this, maybe it's better. But otherwise, I would just start cracking people in the face. I mean, you can get it on 4, which isn't terrible. His playbook's interesting.
Very much so.
His number 1 result is not 2 damage, non-momentous. Column 2, non-momentous push, momentous 3 damage.
Which is pretty nice.
Pretty good. Third column, KD, double push, non-momentous. Fourth column, non-momentous tackle, momentous double guild ball for ground pound.
Yep.
So it's essentially momentous 2 knockdown double push.
Yep.
On 4. And on 5, he has momentous 6.
Momentous 6, which is just silly.
So you got them crowd outs.
Mm-hmm.
It's going pretty well for him. Yep. He can, I mean, he's not going to be proccing 6 much, but he might be able to proc 3. Mm-hmm. Then he's got the back of his card. He's got, of course, the Solthesian trait. No other major traits to talk about there. He's got the ability called Broken Ties, which I'm assuming is just for the remainder of Season 3.
One would assume.
This model can be targeted by the Red Fury character play. Unless something changes in Season 4, as far as I can recall, Rage will not be able to be worked with Fangtooth. Yeah. Unless, for some reason, Fangtooth can be played up when I don't realize that. But I don't think he can be. He's got the ability Flagellant. Once per turn during this model's activation, the controlling player may choose a friendly model that is within 4 inches of this model. The chosen model removes all conditions currently on it, and this model suffers 4 damage. Now, that ability is pretty good, simply because you can remove all conditions. So this is essentially remove all conditions, not spend influence to remove conditions. You can get rid of disease, you can get, which is costly. Yes. Obviously knockdown, and you can get rid of poison, fire, all that garbage for free.
For free.
For free for that guy, but 4 damage for him.
Yeah.
Which is okay. He's got 22 hit points, so you could immediately heal it.
Yeah.
He's also got Pot-Bellied Pass. Once per turn, when this model receives a successful pass, instead of making a teamwork action, it may spend 1 momentum point to immediately make a pass without spending influence.
Mm-hmm.
So, this ability is pretty ridiculous.
I mean, yeah.
There's a lot of ways that this can work that I'm going to go into in a few minutes here.
I mean, he's essentially an arc node for the ball.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. But there's a lot of things that can happen with him that are pretty dope. Then lastly, he has an ability called Resilience. I would read it all, but essentially it's Gluttonous Mass.
It is exactly Gluttonous Mass.
It's not named Gluttonous Mass, but it's Gluttonous Mass.
Yep.
So I was going to say it's like he's a 2/2 with no defensive tech, but he ignores the first thing every turn.
He will ignore the first hit every turn.
So you go up to him and you try to hit him, and he's going to friggin' counterattack you.
Yep.
That being said, his counterattack is not amazing. He might get a push on 2, which, again, might knock you out if you're at a 1-inch melee.
Yeah.
If he's lucky, he'll get 3 hits, and he'll knock down double push you, in which case you're really screwed. Yeah. However, his counterattack is not as threatening as a lot of people's are. I mean, it might be good. I mean, his counterattack is threatening in that he might hit you for 3 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on what has happened with the rest of your turn, that 3 damage might kill somebody. So there's a lot of ways that Fangtooth can be used pretty effectively. With Potbellied Pass, the team has a lot of different ways to move the ball around. Because Brisket has the ability I'm open, so she can immediately call for the rock and move it off of somebody.
For 2 influence, just she gets the ball.
I believe it's 3.
Is it 3?
Might be 3. I don't remember. I should know this. I should know this better because I actually play her. I will look it up.
It's 2.
Is it 2?
It is 2.
Oh, it's so good. No, 3 is that's Blackhearts. Mm-hmm. So yeah, let's go with did they put Veteran Spigot in, or did they put Seasoned Spigot over in Guild Ball? The Guild Ball apps.
I don't have it yet.
I don't see it here either, but he was up the other day. He's pretty good. So yeah, so Spigot, when you combine the fact that Spigot and Brisket all have ways to move the ball when the ball could be dead, is pretty important because you can move the ball pretty effectively in this team, which of course they're a guild ball of the game playing team. They're going to try to kick the ball.
I mean, Spigot's got balls gone that's his only character play.
It's his only character play. It's got balls gone, so you can steal the ball from your opponent and then make a pass. Yep. And then what's his heroic play do?
Heroic play, reading the game. Once per turn during this model's activation, target friendly model within 6 inches of this model may immediately make a pass without spending influence.
Yeah, he can use a heroic. So think of it this way. The ball is on, let's say, Mist. Mm-hmm. He can use his heroic. Mist can make a pass.
Make a pass.
Then Mist passes the ball to
Fangtooth.
Fangtooth can immediately make a pass
for
momentum over to Spigot. Mm-hmm. And then Spigot can get that ball.
Yeah, get that 4-8 and just knock the ball and just score the goal.
Now, I don't know why you wouldn't just have like somebody pass the ball directly to Mist unless there's some reason you need it. But in the chain of events where you can make that happen, you can utilize Harry's Aura to move and dodge people for free, which is one of the reasons why you might need to do that if you need to open up line of sight. Harry's Aura, Brisket's I'm Open, Fangtooth Potbellied Pass, and Spigot's ability to just make a pass happen seem really good. Have we talked about Spigot in the past?
We have not, no.
So
no,
you have Spigot open.
I do have them open.
Why don't you go ahead and read them off just so people are aware?
So Spigot, 1-inch melee, nothing new on that one. 5-8 movement, 5 tack, 4-8 kick, 3 defense, 2 armor, which has been increased, 2-4 influence. Column 1 is non-momentous 1, non-momentous tackle. Column 2 is non-momentous double guild ball, which is balls gone. And then momentous dodge. Column 3, knockdown, or non-momentous knockdown. And then momentous 2. Column 4 is momentous tackle, push dodge. And then column 5 is momentous 3 damage. The only character play he has is balls gone. Going through, looking to the back of the card. He's got close control, which is fantastic. He's got floored, which he pretty much brings over from his Brewers days. When this model targets an enemy model that is suffering from the knockdown condition with an attack, this model gains +2 attack for the duration of the attack. And then, like we said, he has the reading the game heroic play.
Yeah, the retaining floored is pretty good considering that Harry and Fangtooth can knock people over pretty easily. So being able to strip people off of the ball so it falls over. And worst case scenario, if people are falled over, God forbid you need a kill, he might be able to do it. Yeah. Floored is not the worst thing in the world. His playbook is not super great for killing people.
No.
But he's got a 3 damage.
Yeah, it's Spigot. He's never been one to really kill someone.
No, but I'm not going to scoff at a free dice. I mean, worst case scenario, you can try to farm off of a knockdown guy. Mm-hmm. So between Spigot, Brisket, and Fangtooth and Harry, they have a pretty good game where they can move the ball and keep it moving.
Yeah, the ball will be very fluid with the church.
Pride, of course, the mascot with countercharge. Mm-hmm. I believe we've talked about Pride. If not, it's a mascot with countercharge. Yep. And then you've got your magical 6th person, which could be Mist or
Grace and Benediction.
Grace and Benediction. I'm sorry. That is definitely what else is in their box. Yeah. Because Spigot's in the new beginnings box, not actually in the church box. So there's a couple of things. Grace, she's not exactly a striker, but she's good at getting the ball back. Mm-hmm. And she's good at removing debuffs, and she's got a pretty decent pass range. Benediction, of course, has the ability to move people around pretty well. Pretty on par with Harry's ability to move people around. He's got double pushes for days. Mm-hmm. Could work well with if you really need to brawl. I could see a time where you may take Harry, Fangtooth, Benediction.
Yeah.
With Brisket, you could take Brisket, and then you take Fangtooth, Harry, Brisket, Pride, and then maybe Spigot. Mm-hmm. If you need to brawl around people, they'll knock everybody down, push everybody down, and then they'll reposition everybody, and then Brisket and Spigot will all be on the flank scoring goals.
Yep, and you just bounce the ball Fangtooth.
Yeah, you could totally do that. That's very possible. They've got some interesting stuff going on. I really want to play them. I really, really, really want to play them. I liked playing Blackheart originally for them. I never really got too much into Rage, probably to my own detriment. But I mean, he's pretty good. But I really liked playing Blackheart, and then when Brisket came out, I thought she was cool. So I'm looking forward to playing the Church. They have a really cool ball game that's going on. Hopefully, Fangtooth and Benediction can keep them alive. I don't know if you're ever going to kill anybody, but they'll be able to walk around and beat people up and move them around. Do I think Fangtooth is broken? No, he's fine. You can knock his ass over.
Oh, yeah, he's super easy to knock over.
Yeah, he's a 2-2. You just got to get through Glutton Mass.
You got to get through the
resilience ability, which isn't that hard. You throw anything at him and it's gone, and then he's a 2-2. I mean, 2 armor, it's great. It's better than nothing. But a 2 defense, poopers.
That just means that they're slow and easy to hit.
Yeah. He's not hard to punch in the face. Nope. So he's pretty cool. He's a good guy. He's gonna wade into the center, have a 2-inch melee, engage a bunch of people. That's his entire job. While Mist, Spigot, and Brisket run around like crazy people doing ball things.
Yep.
Which I approve of. That's pretty much what that's gonna do. I want to say we'll probably be able to go more so over all of these guys once we get a full reveal, because I think they still have Calculus to reveal as well as Cinder.
I believe so, yeah.
When the new Beginnings box comes out, because the new Beginnings box is supposed to come out in July. Which, again, I think that one might be on time because it's metal and not plastic. Yeah. But, again, look, I've been tricked before by game companies and shipment times. I play FFG and WizKids games. Nothing ships on time. So
there's no such thing as on time.
No, I don't even know why they give shipping times. They should just say it'll either be here before Gen Con or not.
They should just say it'll be here.
Yeah, so see you in summertime. It's probably summertime where you are. It'll be here then. I'm not saying that game companies don't care about their ship times. I'm saying they ship everything from China, and at least here in America, it takes a long time. Because God forbid, a couple of years back when they had the ports strikes, there were things sitting on the channel for days.
Yep.
So, or not days, weeks.
Months.
Months, yeah, probably. There was at least a month there where they weren't doing anything. So, yeah, we might see them. I would like to go over them all eventually.
Yeah, we will.
I'm super interested in what veteran calculus is going to do.
Yeah, I mean, that could give you a hint as to what the retooling of the Alchemist Guild will be come season 4.
Well, it looks like in the picture that she's wearing pants as opposed to like
The dress
a
she's wearing
skirt,
or something?
like a skirt dress shirt.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that means that she's a little more active on the pitch and running around doing crazy ball things.
Maybe.
I would love crazy ball things. Look, I'm very sad that I would play her and lose out on blind, much to the chagrin of everyone who's ever played a blind character. But I would totally take another striker in that team.
Yeah.
Especially since, having a third one would be great because there really only ever was two. You take,
Velocity and...
not Velocity, Vitriol and Midas were the two best ones. I mean, you could take Mist if you really wanted to, but you really didn't need to. Yeah. But yeah, if she played another striker game that did something else really cool, I'd be down. Hopefully, it looks like she's got poison bottles on her belt, so she probably retains something with that.
Throwing some AoEs.
I mean, that'd be cool. I'd be
Throwing
down.
clouds everywhere.
Clouds are cool. I don't know what they're doing. Look, season 4 can't get here enough to get me my Alchemist back because, they're my favorite team. They're my baby team. They're my original team. I'll play the crap out of everything else, but if I can play Alchemist again, I'll totally will.
Yeah.
And then you'll hate Midas just like everyone else did back in the day.
I mean, I hope you get the Alchemist back because I'm tired of playing fucking engineers.
Ballista's the best. He's Ballista, your buddy.
Fuck Ballista.
Ballista's your buddy. You love Ballista.
I would punch Ballista.
He wouldn't give a shit. He's tough.
Yeah, well, so am I.
Oh, Bujamoy. What time are we at right now?
We are sitting at, let me pop that open, 52 minutes.
52 minutes.
So, we can cut this off in an hour or so.
Yeah, that's so. So, anything that you are reading this week? Any new books?
I actually didn't pick up any books this week because the comic shop owner didn't have the orders pushed out.
Are you saying Marcus is lazy?
No, he's actually very busy.
No.
He is incredibly busy, and this week was a pretty big week.
Every week is pretty busy for him. That dude needs a helper, man.
He kind of does. But it's also like if he gets a helper person, then he has to pay them.
Oh, yeah, because they're not going to work for Boxes of Magic.
That's true. I mean, he has helper people, but they just usually end up like organizing comics and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, Tuesday nights are hectic because he has Heroclix and then he has the Pokemon people coming in also.
That's true. I picked
and then he also had a table full of Magic players. So
I've got a couple of the new Adamantium series books, The Hunt for Wolverine. I haven't read any of them yet. I've got a couple of them. I got all the first issues. I'm going to be reading all those. I think I'm also, our buddy Eric got me the stuff for, I think, the couple book lead up. The 4-book lead up that was into the Adamantium War series. There's like 4 books in the series where it is kind of like how Infinite Crisis was years back, where there's 4 different books that all lead up to the final end game. So I'm looking forward to that. Other than that, I went to a Comic-Con and bought a bunch of books. Yeah. My X-Men 94 has looked like somebody took a machete to it, but I own it still.
You own it.
It's actually not the worst book I saw that weekend. There was some paper mache there that people were trying to sell. I don't know who this guy is, so nobody can finger me. But, I mean, I had to Chris Wilson this guy on a bunch of books. He wanted to sell me a giant-sized X-Men 1 that looked like it was a little worse for wear, and he still wanted to charge me, like...
more money than you want to pay for.
I don't know that much about grading. Like, I know enough that what Eric has taught me. Yeah. But I'm just going to go ahead and say that... he was trying to get more than fair market value according to websites.
Of course.
So I didn't buy that one. GSX is a book that that's one of your trophy books.
Yeah.
Like, that's a book I would invest in. You can still buy a 9.0. If you want to buy a 9.0 graded online, you can get one for like $1,800, which to some people, that's $1 million. Yeah, I mean, look, a year ago to me, that would have been $1 million.
Yeah. We're talking about, when it comes to me, I look at, Werewolf by Night 32 going for like $400, and I'm like,
no, that's not cheap. Like, look, I passed up on X-Men 101s this weekend because the price jumped because of the Phoenix movie.
Yeah.
That being said, it's not like I didn't spend well over $200-$400
Well,
on some books. But
you do some things.
I mean, well, the guy, you remember the store we used to play at Versus with at All American Comics in Warren?
Yeah, vaguely.
Yeah,
I remember they had like pinball machines and stuff.
Yeah, that store was at the Comic-Con, and he
Okay.
sold me a bunch of comics.
That's cool.
'Cause he's a cool guy, and he has a ton of stock.
Mm-hmm.
And I remembered him because I was like, "Hey, you ran Versus." He's like, "Yeah, Versus guys are cool. You know what I liked about the Versus people? You were the closest gamers to humans."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Well, okay then. I won't repeat the rest of that."
Yeah.
But he loved us because we bought more than just our cards. We would come in and actually buy comics when we were there. 'Cause he had a big store. Yeah. Kudos to that guy. He has a big store for being in the middle of nowhere.
Yep, it is very true.
No offense to Warren, Ohio, but you're in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I do not have any slanderous talks about Warren, Ohio. I'm sure it's a beautiful city. Please don't sue us. So, Warren's great. It's okay. His store is great. His store is real big. He had a giant downstairs to play in.
Yeah, he did.
But he sold me a ton of books.
Mm-hmm.
Ton of books. I mean, there's a big stack in there. So I'm closing in on getting my X-Men sets finished up. Now I need GSX. I need 101. I need 134 randomly. 134 is my new 162 that for no reason I couldn't find.
You just can't find it anywhere?
Well, ironically, 162 is like $1 book.
Okay.
I mean, it's not $1, but it was in people's dollar bins.
Yeah.
So I found that finally. But 134 is first Dark Phoenix.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a reason why you don't have that.
It's not even that expensive. I looked it up. It's not even like you can get one for like $50, but just no one had it there.
Yeah.
And then I need 101 and a GSX. And once I do that, if I get 101, 134, and GSX1, I'll have everything from GSX through 300.
Okay.
Which is, I'm happy with that number.
Yeah.
I'm happy with saying that.
Mm-hmm.
I did see a guy who was selling an X-Men 1. It was also paper mache. It was it was probably like a 2.5 to a 3 on a grading scale. For people who understand grading scales, it's a 1 to 10 scale.
Yeah.
With 10 being $1 billion.
10 being impossible because it's perfect.
Yeah, there's no 10 books. There's only 9.8s.
If you have a 10 book, it's because you assembled it directly off the printing press.
Yeah.
I never touched it with human hands, just gloves and like tongs, and you assembled it. You stapled it in the perfect spots. There's no page wear. There's no cover stamps. There is nothing. That book has never actually touched air. It was sealed in a vacuum.
Yeah. Yeah. It's that book. It wasn't graded, but he was probably like a 2.5 to a 3. He wanted about a 3.5's price. Mm-hmm. $2,500 is a lot of money.
Yeah.
So no, I wasn't gonna buy it because again, if I'm gonna buy an X-Men #1, I would try to find the best one I could. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying I can afford anything higher than a 6.
Yeah.
But if I had the option to buy a 5 and I had the money, I'd consider it.
Yeah.
Because that's an investment. That X-Men 1 will never go down in value, unless the literal shit falls out the bottom. And that would take a lot of economy tanking. But I don't foresee with the way things are working that comics will ever go the way of like baseball cards.
I mean, the only way that happens is if somebody invents time machines and all the nerds go back and buy the big issues.
Yeah, well, we would know that, I'm sure, by now.
Because look at this pristine Action Comics #1 coming into the market.
Yeah, that'd be incredible. I am not Nicolas Cage.
No.
But that being said, there's a couple things like that I'm going to be working on, trying to find some stuff. The back issues for Uncanny on the up 300 plus up. Not really that worried about it right now. Mm-hmm. It's going to be finding the other stuff and then working on everything pre-94. Eric has some of that cool stuff because that's what he does. He runs a comic shop. Mm-hmm. And otherwise, working on that. And then a bunch of other games on this damn table that I have. Yeah. A lot of games. For next week, just so people are aware, we probably will not be recording because it's July 4th. God bless America. We're going to be doing our duty and probably eating and pigging out.
I'm sure there'll be various forms of meats had.
Oh, lots of meats. And then, so we might record end of the week next week if possible because we're going out on a vacation. I
am leaving for Chicago tomorrow.
It's okay. So maybe next week, if not the week after. So if you're listening to this, we're probably going to try to get this out before the end of the month. Mm-hmm. The next recording you probably will hear will be sometime
in July.
In July, probably around the 10th through the 14th. With that being said, I would like to thank everybody for listening to us. Jesse, where can they find everybody?
We're gonna post that in post. Remember?
Oh, there's a post.
There will be a post coming after this
post
of all the website addresses and accounts and stuff like that.
For all of our pertinent needs, you can find us at Push or Pass on the Facebook. So if you need to get a hold of us, you can totally message us there. Please give us a review on iTunes, Google Play, all those wonderful places you can find our stuff.
Give us a digital high five.
Who doesn't love high fives? With that being said, thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you next time.
You can find the Push or Pass podcast at pusherpass.wordpress.com, Instagram.com/pusherpass, Facebook.com/pusherpass, or on Twitter @pusherpass. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.